So we got one of our sisters that's going to give a warning to other black women if they have a chance to get a decent black man. Let's review it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are a black woman and you know you have a good black man at home, you need to do what it takes to keep that black man. Because let me tell you something, there are not a lot of available good black men out here that are still interested in dating black women. So let me just hit you with some facts. Naturally, there are just more women on this earth than men, okay? We are outnumbering them. So then there's a large percentage of those black men that are incarcerated. There's another percentage of those men that are just into men. It's just the world that we live in. There's another percentage of those men that are already taken and married, and a lot of them are not marrying the black women. So when you do come across a black man that is single and good and actually willing to date a black woman, how do you ensure that he is actually desiring you and wants to commit to you?
Let's stop right there. So in the beginning was, I think, the best part of this, when she said, if you have a good brother at home, this brother don't beat you, he doesn't verbally harm you. You know, he isn't verbally abusive. He's a decent man. He works. He pays bills. He's not committing crimes. If y'all have children, he's always there for his children. He's a loving father. Is he perfect? No. But he is a decent man. I've been told this, and I've heard this by many, many women. And they've said exactly what this woman has said. If you got a good brother, hold on to him. Don't let him go. Because one, there are so many women that will definitely come and be your replacement. That's for sure. Number two, don't take him for granted or anything. Don't think the grass is greener on the other side. Oh, I'm just going to divorce him. I think I can do better, because it's so many women I have seen that divorce their husbands and think they can do better. And it never works out that way. It never does. And a lot of them want to get divorces after 40 of all ages to do it. And then they realize they made mistakes. I've seen women, I've covered it here, when women say, I've made a mistake by divorcing my husband. I should have stayed with my husband. It is trash out here with this dating. It was better with him. You could always fix your issue and problem, but you got a good man. He has a good character. That's for sure. And what she said also, there's men incarcerated that's not in the dating pool. There's men that's taken. There's men who are LGBT. And there are also men that's out there it's a major competition. For the good black men, especially the successful black men, it is a major competition for those men. And those competition isn't just relegated to black women. There's women of all communities that's going to be trying to get at that black man. So that's the competition big time. On top of, she's saying, the scarcity of certain men. So if you have one, work with him. Let's continue.
Hey, here's another fact. The number of black men who are marrying outside of their race has drastically increased, which simply just means they are not picking us. And that is a big concern for me. So you got to ask yourself, what is it about you that makes us less desirable? That is what we have to figure out, because the men do desire to be in a relationship. They're getting married and they're outnumbering us in marriages. They're just not picking us. So it's time to really figure out, how can I be different? What do I need to switch up to really get what I truly desire from this black man? Let's talk about it in the comment.
The best way I can sum it up to make it easier, because men aren't that difficult. They're very, very simple. Our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, we hold very, very dear to our hearts, right? Like my grandma, my great grandma, and all the different women like that hold very, very near and dear to my heart, right? Very, very near and dear. And my wife has a lot of their traits. That's what made me really, really, really pay attention to her, and really, fell in love with her, end up getting married. And, we'd be married, 12 years this year. She has a lot of the same qualities as those women. If you have those qualities of the grandmothers, that's, feminine. Number one, feminine. Two, a man is supposed to be a man and lead the household, and that's his position. And you respect that. 3, know how to cook, know how to clean, know how to do all your wifely duties that you're supposed to do at that time. A great mom that take care of the kids. Hygiene is great. Exude femininity to the core. You're not masculine, not trying to be. You trying to live your soft life much as possible. Just at minimum. Men aren't really asking for a whole lot. But unfortunately, there are some in our community with some of the women that they don't want to do that. They feel like cooking is beneath them. I'm not listening to no man. Forget him. All of that. He can cook himself. You know, I'm not cleaning no house. We can hire somebody. And then you end up 40 plus and realizing the wall has set in, like Ebony Williams has realized the wall has set in. Then you'll be making videos like her. And I don't want that for none of you. But for sure, if you got a good brother, stay with him. Stay with him. I have not heard one good commentary from women about the dating pool out there of men. The men, see, they have the option to leave the country a lot more. So you see men are like, man, I'm going to go to Colombia. I'm going to go to the DR. I'm going to go to certain countries in Africa. I'm going to go to the Philippines. I'm going to go to Thailand. See, the men can move around like that because men have that option to do that. Not saying women don't have an option to travel. No, they can travel. They do travel a lot. But men, and would they seek going out the country is not the same. Because even if a woman say, well, you know what, I'll just get me a man out the country. Well, you're a woman, you're vulnerable. And you go and deal, especially men of other countries, that's going to be a problem. You go to the African continent and the Caribbean, that's a different issue too. Because even those women take issues with they men. I seen a video, boy, I can't play it on YouTube, but boy, the way they treat their women over there, whew, especially I saw in Nigeria, Lord, you know, yeah, the woman was stealing. She working with Pookie and Ray Ray and stealing people money and getting people robbed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they wasn't getting her for nothing. But you know, in this country, we'll just call the police, hold you and call the police, and let the police come arrest you. Over there, boy, whew, they don't play around in Nigeria. But stick with your man if you got one. Stick with him. You know, listen, his habits, stick with him. Work with him. Because there's nothing out here. Trust me. And don't ever think, I'm do better. I look better. I can do this now. I got this. Grass is never greener on the other side.